YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Last Cloudia news video, I guess I can call it. We're finally getting another one of the infamous Taka-san Q&As for the Discord community to basically interact with Taka-san and other Ada staff members for about an hour, trying to get answers to questions that many of us have had for a very long time. And speaking of a long time, it has been a minute since one of these has actually occurred. I think checking the archive, the last one I can recall is back in September 2021. So we're looking at about a, what is that, 7-month delay in the next one, and technically an 8th-month delay because the Q&A is not actually occurring until April 2nd, right, at 8 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern time, which is where I reside. So not sure if I'm going to stay awake and do like a live reaction as I've done in the past. I stopped doing those a while ago because if you noticed, for any newcomers, I mentioned that these are a bit infamous. As they have been explained, we tend to not get satisfying answers. At least that's the opinion of the majority of the community that ever partakes in one of these Q&As. It's mainly because they're not trying to give us the answers to these questions. This Q&A, as Barlene has described, is more of a forum for Adis to get that feedback from us. So the questions more serve as to give them insight into what we want from the game, and that's how they approach these things, not giving us and spilling a bunch of beans or giving us a ton of details that we're looking for in a typical Q&A format, questions and answers. It's more of them just taking in the questions to make plans and future changes to Last Cloudia. So with that in mind, you should basically use this as such, right? Use this as a way to communicate what exactly you want Adis to hear. As we can see, there are Q&A prep rules. I'm not going to go over them. You can go ahead and read them in the Discord. If you're not already a member, this is in the Unofficial Last Cloudia Discord, which is basically the main Last Cloudia Discord that we have on the internet. So just go ahead, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get access to this place so that you can submit your question and read through other questions as we're going to do in this video, because there were a couple that I was interested in myself. Not sure if I'm going to throw a question here. I'm just going to see what happens at the end of the day, and we still have a long while to wait, right? We have almost 2 weeks, just about 2 weeks until this actually goes live. So I don't know why they chose to give us this much time to submit questions, but it is what it is. So the first question that caught my eye was from Glaceon here. Can we have a carry-over pity medals for the gotcha banners considering the very high cost of 90,000 crystals? One of the best examples you can think of is Genshin Impact's gotcha, where the pity carries over to the next banner, so that we players don't feel so punished that we don't get what we want, and at least the pulls are accumulating towards something later on. Pity can be separated for permanent DOH collab banners in this case. So carryover pity has been a hot topic in this game for a very long time whenever the discussion comes up about gacha revamps. And while I have been an advocate and wanted something like this for the longest, I think that we are getting this 30k step up banner established in the game that's going to offer the full roster of characters available to us besides collab units. This would still be very, very useful for collabs to have that carryover pity, because even if you got shafted in one collab, at least it could carry over to the next collab. That would be a really, really cool system for them to adopt. Anything to make their gacha not feel so harsh if you don't get something at the end of the day. But the fact that we are getting these 30k step-up banners now for Valentine's and now White Day, it's basically for free-to-play and budget players. Just save your free crystals until those come around. Next one is from TLYLTC. I'm not even going to try and say this, but they ask, can we have critical rate effect be shown on stats? I would love to see this rather than assume or have to ask the data miners what units base crit chance is. I know 3% is a number that's thrown around a lot, but I'm not sure if that's all units or if there is a range in critical rate innately for units. It'd be nice if we just saw that, and then we actually saw how much we could stack up the same way we see strength, int, defense, etc. Although there are like in battle ways to increase the crit rate, it'd be nice to see what that base crit rate is after you build out your unit, just in the main summary of a unit. Scrolling down a bit further, still waiting for Shift Mordo, or Leon, as I know him. Would the idea of something like Mother Prisms be too far-fetched? Considering we have Mother Souls, I think it would be rewarding if players can build up the unit of their dreams to plus 20 SC, regardless of viability, instead of being limited to pulling duplicates in gacha or other equally limited methods. Totally support this idea, and this has been an idea that I've seen thrown around since before I started playing. We have Mother Souls, which are a universal way to increase unit SC costs. Why don't we have Mother Prisms to get that bonus plus 20 SC, especially for like collab units when those go away, rather than have to wait for a potential rerun? Just give us Mother Prisms so we can max out, technically, our favorite units of choice. While I'm not on the train that like plus 20ing a unit is going to make them exponentially better, right? Pulling duplicates in this game is really not the return that you would expect from typical gacha systems. But just getting that plus 20 SC is nice, and it feels good to like officially max out your favorite characters, I would say. So Mother Prisms, I fully support that. Next question I saw from Leon, I'm going to say, while adding 1,000 crystals for each level 100 character we have is great. How about doing the same for level 110 characters? Yes, please. Give us just another way, another pool of free crystals to farm. And with my Maja XP farm chapter 6-8 Heart of the Temple, I would love to take advantage of this, just giving us that further incentive to even push units that we probably won't ever use to 5-star just to get those extra crystals as we burn up those free crystal reserves that make a long-term Last Cloudy experience much more painful. So fully support this. I'm crossing my fingers that this is like something that will happen, since it's kind of thematic with how they've set their game up. You get crystals based on leveling your units. So hopefully they pull through and add this update in the near future. Next, we have a question from Semi. Can we have weekly or monthly missions along with the daily missions so free-to-play players can have more crystal income? This is another thing that has been requested for the longest since I have seen these Q&As. Weekly and monthly missions would do wonders for the longevity of playtime for characters, and just a reason to continue to log in. It also fixes or it helps fix the free crystal recurring income that we currently have compared to the way the gacha's set up. So fully support it, love it. Let's see if they actually acknowledge it this time. And the last question that we currently have, we still have 2 weeks for questions to pile up, so again, this is very early that we're reviewing this, but the last one I want to look at is, will it be possible to remove damage numbers on screen to improve gameplay performance? I don't think you have to be an expert gaming programmer to decipher that when Last Cloudia is spitting out a ton of giant floating numbers, you are going to get insane lag, and it is probably one of the main contributors to why the game lags out, crashes. I mean, Logia used to be infamous on his release for using his S3 with those high hit counts, big number spams, and crashing people's apps. So if we could just get like a toggle function, as I've talked before, to opt out of having those big freaking flashy damage numbers, I think it would do wonders in terms of game performance for a lot of players, increasing that player retention, because that game crashing and lag frustration hopefully would be minimized. So I am the only one to upvote this currently. Hopefully others will see this and remember that this is something that could probably impact the game's health substantially. And that's about it. Those are the only ones that I was really keen on that I would ask myself. And here's what I want to end the video off with. Don't forget that Barleen has been just hinting that this anniversary, this 3-year anniversary, is going to bring a lot of QOL updates that people have been asking for a very, very long time. So with what I said in the beginning of the video, where you shouldn't expect to get nice detailed answers to these questions during the Q&A, I myself will be paying attention to the questions that the ADIS team picks out to answer, because I wonder if they're going to try and basically highlight things that are going to be coming for the anniversary by giving us the typical, oh, well, you know, this may happen in the future. Oh, I like this idea. We'll definitely write it down. I wonder if they'll take this opportunity to highlight the things that will be coming in order to create that player satisfaction, right? Oh, all this stuff was addressed in the Q&A and we just got it in the anniversary. I feel like it'd be a good opportunity to do that. Complete speculation, as we like to do on the BoodaFish channel. But that's all I got for you this time, guys. Like, subscribe, bell notifications. Let me know in the comments any questions you have. If you don't feel like setting up the Discord, if I see one I really like, maybe I'll throw it in here for you. And just your thoughts in general. I know many people have fallen out of love with these Q&As. Will be fun to see a bunch of new players and their excitement to these Q&As as I once was back in the day. And with all that being said, guys, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play hard. See you in the next video.